Good afternoon and welcome to the ACAA Volleyball Championships hosted by St. Thomas. My name is Tom Harris alongside Dakota Lutz, and we are live from the Lady Beaverbrook Gymnasium in Fredericton, New Brunswick. We have our men's semifinal number 1 between the number 1 ranked Holland College Hurricanes and the number 4 ranked Université de Sainte-Anne Dragons. Starting lineup for the Dragons. We have number 1, Alex Arsenault. Number 5, Anthony Jacques. Number 10, Michael Caleb Mahoney. Number 11, Dominic Thibault. Number 13, Marc-Antoine Doucette. And the Dragons are coached by Jason Melanson and Gabriel Jacques. Starting lineup for the Holland College Hurricanes. Number 1, Jeff McDonald. Number 5, Brett Butler. Number 6, Nicholas Menzies. Number 7, Aaron Pugh. Number 9, Riley Cortez. Number 10, Gordon Veach. And the libero, number 3, Marcus Lapointe. Holland College is coached by ACAA Head Coach of the Year, Joe Ryan, and Max Arsenault. Dakota, any quick thoughts before we get underway here?
Excited to see the ACAA playoffs open up here. It's going to be an exciting semifinal match. I know that Holland College, you can see they're unified out there as they break the huddle. They're certainly ready to play. Libero of the year, Marcus Lapointe. MVP of the year, Brett Butler. Certainly a lot of talent out there. Gordon Veach, first team All-Star. These Dragons they have a tough road ahead of them if they want to overcome these Hurricanes, who finished with a record of 13-5 this season, and quite the opposite for the Dragons, who came out with a record of 0-15. So they're going to come and they're going to play their best game, and hopefully they can do the best they can.
Yeah, of course, Hurricanes finished 13-2, only 2 losses coming to the Tommies and the Seawolves. So the Dragons have not been able to take a match from the Hurricanes this season. Of course, they only need to win this one to advance to the championship.
It's certainly a matchup of David and Goliath. And so number 13, Marc-Antoine Doucette, will start off the ACAA men's playoff.
Marc-Antoine Doucette, veteran for the Dragons, will start things off at the service line. Hurricanes have to put over a free ball. Now Jacques from the left side. It's a big block, but dug up. This time the tip. Now here come the Dragons. Jacques again. Another tip, dug by Butler. Now Veach, dug by Doucette. And a great rally for the first point of this game.
Doucette nearly came away with the dig there. Certainly a great effort by the Dragons, who had the Hurricanes on their heels early in that first rally. A great start to the weekend.
And sorry, we have a correction on the starting lineup for Holland College. We actually have number 11. That's Nathan Archibald. He is actually setting for the Hurricanes. And he is now serving. Now Jacques left side. That's dug by Butler. Now Veach from the left side.
Gordon Veach with his first kill of the tournament. He had a phenomenal warm-up. He was really swinging well. I would expect to see many more kills from him this evening.
Archibald again. Now Mahoney from the middle, blocked but dug up.
So it appears as if the Dragons are looking to run the middle early and really establish that game out of the middle, maybe open things up for their wing players as they set Mahoney now for the 3rd time early in this first set.
Now Thibault from the right side. Butler can't get to it.
And I think that was Thibault with the score, just out of the reach of Brett Butler in the 6-back position. Thibault will go back to serve for the Dragons.
Float serve from Thibault. Now Veach from the right side. Dragons dig that up. Now LaPointe will set it up for Cortez.
And Gordon Veach takes one off the face from underneath the net. Mahoney tried to play that one patiently off the net.
Now Gordon Veach back to serve. He has a great spin serve.
Mahoney with the score. The Hurricanes did get a couple of contacts on that, but the score was a result of the attack from Mahoney from the right side position.
Hurricanes lead 5-2 in this first set. Mahoney back to serve for the Dragons. Hurricanes have to scramble. Free ball put over. Now Doucette from the back row. Blocked, but it's dug up, and here come the Dragons again. Jacques from the left side is blocked.
And the Hurricanes blocking well early on both sides of the net. We see Jacques is blocked there by Jeff McDonald, closing out to both sides of the net.
Spin serve from McDonald. And that Jacques from the right side is good for a score.
And Jacques is able to beat the two-man block there. Pounds that one through. He's someone who's certainly not afraid to swing hard and high. He's going to have to do that often if the Dragons want to pull off the upset this afternoon.
Now Butler left side. Wow, great effort from Thibault.
And Aaron Pugh hits that one out the back. The defense of Thibault results in a point for the Dragons. They trail now just 6-4.
Great effort from Thibault on that play. Butler went down the line with the power tip. Thibault got his hand under there and he put over the free ball, and it was good enough to earn them the point. Now Cortez right side goes cross court but puts it out.
And Cortez is a name that has not been familiar with the starting lineup this season. He's come in place of Tyler LaHaye, who will not be with the Hurricanes for this weekend's tournament. Cortez will have to step up at the right side position to keep the momentum of the Canes going.
Now Butler left side. And the MVP makes no mistake there. Now Cortez serving for the Hurricanes. Doucette from the left side. Another big block from the Hurricanes. That time Archibald and Pugh up on the block. Another float serve from Cortez. It's a tight pass.
Brett Butler just a little bit too eager there. Aaron Pugh might have gotten his way as both players were up at the net trying to put away that overbump. Just a little bit too ready for the overbump kill there. The Hurricanes really looking to put this one away.
Now Alex Arsenault serving for the Dragons. Now Butler from the left side. That was dug by Jacques. Butler again puts it away.
Butler's able to put that swing away, but Archibald's going to have to do a better job throughout the tournament of getting that ball out to the pin against better blocking teams. Twice in a row, Butler is left inside there.
Doucette, big blast, but it was dug by Butler. Now the Dragons will scramble. Doucette again, this time tips, dug by Cortez. Archibald with the tip. Arsenault is ready for it. Now Pugh from the middle. Block dug up by Arsenault. Now free ball for the Hurricanes. Veach, left side.
That one's just out the back. Great defensive effort from the Dragons in that rally. The setter, number 1, Alex Arsenal, picking up multiple digs in order for the Dragons to pick up the score, and they were relentless on defense there.
Now Veach left side, finds the court this time. Hurricanes lead this first set 10-7. Aaron Pugh serving. Now a free ball for the Hurricanes. Jeff McDonald from the middle.
And there's his first kill of the tournament. Jeff McDonald will certainly be a contributor to this Holland College offense, as he has been all year.
Pugh again, float serve. Now Doucette from the right side, big blast.
And there's another good swing from Doucette, number 13 of the Dragons. He's got a heavy hand, and he's certainly swung well periodically throughout the season, and he's the type of player that could get hot and really make a difference for this Dragons player in this tournament.
And Doucette will serve. Cortez is in on serve receive now. That swing goes just out the back. Dragons putting up a very good fight early in this contest. Now Doucette again. Left-handed Jeff McDonald from the middle, good enough for the score. Archibald float serve. Jacques from the left side. Another big block. Jeff McDonald in on that one.
Jeff McDonald gets 2 hands on that one. He finished second in the league for total blocks, solos, and assists to Zane Hamilton with 28 this season. Look for him to get plenty of blocks this weekend.
Big swing from Mahoney out of the middle for the Dragons.
And he's able to squeeze that one by the blocker, Jeff McDonald. And it will take a fearless effort from the Dragons at the net to overcome this big blocking Hurricanes team.
Now Thibault float serve. Veach right side. Now the Hurricanes use the free ball. Jeff McDonald out of the middle, huge blast.
And Jeff McDonald's really feeling it. You can tell after that first and second kill, quite a bit of enthusiasm. He's certainly an emotional leader for this Hurricanes team, and they're going to look to build momentum as they start this weekend off, and he's going to be the guy to really lead that charge. Keep your eyes on number 1, Jeff McDonald.
Now Gordon Veach, spin serve. Wow, great serve, goes down the line and picks up the ace.
And so the Dragons will take their first time out. And sometimes it's just a nice thing for a coach to put a little bit of pressure on a server like Gordon Veach, who comes out, and he had a good first trip to the service line. He's back there for a second time and picks up an early ace with a nearly impossible to pass serve down the line, coming in really fast. So great job by the Dragons coach to make him take a second to think about this next serve.
Yeah, and I'm pretty impressed with the Dragons so far. They've been playing within a couple points of this number 1 ranked Hurricanes team. Of course, here, Hurricanes are up 5. Good decision to take the timeout. But overall, impressed by both teams, looking pretty sharp.
And it certainly has been a good effort by the Dragons to start this tournament. Just because they didn't win a set all year doesn't mean they can't win this one when it matters. They're playing with a lot of heart and intensity out there, and anything can really happen in the last weekend of the ACAA. So it's going to be exciting to see what they come out of the timeout here.
And of course, Gordon Veach will continue serving. Looking to pick up another ace. Hurricanes lead 15-10 in this first set. And now Cortez from the right side, off the block. Dragon scramble, put over the free ball. Now McDonald from the middle.
And I believe we may have had an early whistle there, because I believe the hit of Jeff McDonald was actually picked up off the foot of Alex Thibault. And I've also noticed that the Dragons' service reception has backed up to probably a foot or two here to account for the serve of Gordon Beach, that heavy, deep spin serve. Good coaching move by the Dragons to give themselves a chance to succeed.
McDonald from the middle. Dragons scramble again. Now Cortez from the right side, he's dug up. Now Jacques from the left side, big blast, but puts it out the back.
No hands there. That's the type of effort they're going to need to put balls away, though, swinging high and hard. Jacques will not let up. Expect him to continue to swing for the fences, and the Dragons will need him to do that. They're playing fantastic on the defensive side of the court. This is typical Dragons volleyball, relentless defense. Expect to see more of that.
Gordon Veach continuing those spin serves. That was a tight set there.
Mahoney's into the net. Good ball distribution from the center. Arsenal really trying to spread that ball. Could have easily laid one up for Jacques. Unfortunately, couldn't put it on the money for his swinger, Mahoney.
Gordon Veach, another great serve. This time, Dragons unable to get the ball back over.
A little bit of a miscommunication between the setter, Arsenal, and Anthony Jacques. Probably would have been better for Arsenal to throw that one up for Jacques and put that one back over the net, but the miscommunication cost them the point.
And the service run of Veach is finally put to an end. He puts that one into the net. Dragons now have a big hole they have to dig themselves out of. Mahoney, float serve.
Just out the back. And those are the type of errors that the Dragons simply cannot afford to make if they want to take a set of a team like the Holland College Hurricanes. So disciplined, so talented, they simply cannot afford to give away free points like that.
We're going to see Keith Johnson come in the game now for the Hurricanes. He's a big blocker, so they're going to put him in the front row. Jacques is going to get called on the carry there on that tip. Point for the Hurricanes. Jeff McDonald will serve again. Power tip from Jacques is dug up by Archibald. Here's a look at Johnson. He's dug up. Now free ball for the Hurricanes. Another free ball for the Hurricanes. Butler from the left side. That one just out, but the Dragons are relentless on defense.
Savoy just mishandles that ball. Great ball distribution by the setter, Archibald. He finds Aaron Pugh in the middle. It's dug up. He gets the ball back and sends that one after Brett Butler for the one-on-one matchup, and they ultimately score. Good ball distribution from the setter. The Canes pulling away with this one. They lead 23-11.
And Jeff McDonald's going to get credit for an ace on that last serve. And here he comes again. And he'll pick up another ace.
And the off-base serve finds the court. Jeff McDonald, the spin server for the Canes, comes away with a point for his team. He'll serve the game point now. Nothing more dangerous than a well-placed volley. Anthony Jacques does what he can there after he picks up the serve and pops that one down in the middle of the court. Surprised not to see Marcus Lapointe there, as that was certainly in his territory in the 5 position, and he's a guy that doesn't let a lot of balls touch the ground.
Yeah, and of course heads up by the Dragons. They knew McDonald was still serving, so he was in the 5 position. So McDonald's a pretty good defender, but it's hard whenever you don't play there too often.
So that error will send both teams back to the line as the Canes take the first set of the ACAA Men's Volleyball Championship Tournament, 25-12 over the USA Dragons. Despite the score, I have to say I was very impressed with the effort of the Dragons. They played well defensively, certainly picked up a lot of balls. Unfortunately, they weren't able to transition those defensive plays into offensive points. So that's something they're really going to have to look to change in this second set.
Yeah, I was quite impressed from the Dragons. They're playing within a few points of the Hurricanes throughout the first half of that match. They were getting a lot of touches on their blocks, and they were playing good defense behind their blocks, picking up a lot of balls and generating chances for themselves. Of course, also impressed by the Hurricanes, who really pulled away in that second half. Gordon Veach led the charge at the service line. His serve is looking like it's on another level compared to the regular season. Very consistent, put in a good solid swing on that. That's obviously good news for the Hurricanes as they enter this tournament. And overall, I think the Hurricanes just showed us why they only lost 2 games in the regular season.
Absolutely, and I have to echo the comments on Gordon Veach's serve. That serve did seem to be a little bit more powerful than it was throughout the regular season, and in this league, that is a huge competitive advantage. This is a league that has been struggled with the service line. All 4 teams this year missing plenty of serves. If a team can find a way to consistently come away with steals from the service line, from a tough spin serve like Gordon Veach, they're putting themselves in a prime position to make a run at this championship banner.
Absolutely, and like you mentioned, of course, serves haven't been particularly tough this season, so if Gordon Veach can really put a little bit extra on his spin serve in playoffs, that's a new look for these serve receivers. That could generate a lot of extra points, and it could be what the Hurricanes need to win another championship.
Absolutely, and you know that they would love to go back to nationals again this year. They have some guys that have been there and played that caliber of volleyball. They know what it takes to win this tournament, and I'm sure that's all they have on their mind is finding another trip back to nationals here at St. Thomas. And so in the second set, it appears that both teams will remain with the same lineup. And in this break in the action, we'd like to take a moment to thank some of our tournament sponsors: Tim Hortons, Taylor Painting Group, and Fredericton Regional Solid Waste. Thanks, guys, for sponsoring university athletics and giving all these great athletes a chance to learn and play. So it appears that the Dragons are again going to continue playing without their libero, and I don't even believe that Jimmy Cullicott is actually here at the tournament this weekend. He was their libero sometimes throughout the season.
And Gordon Veach starting things off with another ace at the service line for the Hurricanes. And that's going to be another ace for Gordon Veach. That one goes just off the tape. The Dragons serve receivers caught on their heels a little bit. They can't make the adjustment and get in to play that ball. Wow, another ace for Gordon Veach.
When you got it, you got it. He's finding a way to find the court, and that's just going to a testimony of the type of energy he's bringing to the court. And he's going to be serving tough all weekend, and when you're serving tough, you get bounces.
Gordon Veach was shaking his head a little bit after that last one, like, wow, I guess I got this, eh? Now we get a pass from the Dragons. Now Butler from the right side, and he scores. Veach will continue his service campaign. This time cannot get the bounce to go his way. Finds the net on that one. Now the setter, Alex Arsenault, serving for the Dragons. McDonald from the middle, he's dug up.
McDonald finds a way to get the block. He's dug up by, I think it was Thibault in the six-back position. Great net play from the middle blocker.
Now McDonald will serve. And McDonald's serve finds the net. Now Michael Caleb Mahoney will serve for the Dragons. And Butler right side. Off the block but dug up.
And Anthony Jacques high and hard off the hands of Butler. Great approach to find the outside of the block and score a quick point for the Dragons. They trail now 5-3.
Mahoney will serve again. This time float serve, sails out the back.
And that one just got away from Mahoney. It appeared that he contacted that ball a little bit underneath. He probably would have liked to get the center of the ball there. He had a really good serve prior to that LaPointe was able to play up. Good serves from Mahoney.
Now Jacques from the right side scores again.
Jacques displaying his big vertical. He's a small guy. I'm not sure what he's listed at on the roster. I'd say probably 5'10", 5'11", maybe even shorter. And he's certainly doing a good job at throwing himself up into the air there and attacking this ball.
And he will serve for the Dragons. Now Cortez from the left side.
Big
block for the Dragons.
Block. The Dragons putting together some momentum.
Dragons are within 1 point here in the second set. Now Pugh from the middle. He's blocked, dug up by Doucette. Now Doucette with the tip. Dug up by LaPointe. Cortez is dug up by Mahoney. Now Thibault from the left side. LaPointe in there again. Now the Dragons have to scramble. Thibault tip. Dug by Butler. Now Veach from the back row tips it.
Really well placed ball by Gordon Veach. He finds a good job at noticing the 5 defender a little bit deeper than he should have been and takes the easy score. And I'm just noticing Riley Cortez playing the left side position. They switched him over in between sets, and they've got Brett Butler over at the right side. You got to wonder if they might be experimenting with different lineups to try to get a better matchup against the strong left side swingers of UMBSJ and St. Thomas, who they will ultimately play tomorrow if they are successful.
Definitely something to consider for Joe Ryan. And now the Dragons use the block of the Hurricanes.
And you see that Brett Butler will remain out of the serve receive. Pretty good serve receiver to have pinched out in the back row.
Now Archibald sets it up for Gordon Veach. Big swing, but blocked. Now Butler. Archibald tips that one deep. Miscommunication from the Dragons. Weren't sure who was going to put over that free ball, and it cost them.
Good net play by Archibald there, really reaching for that one up over the Dragons block and managing to keep off the net. Very athletic play from Archibald.
Yeah, I like the idea to tip it deep there. Whenever there's a tight ball, sometimes defenders like to creep in really close. So he tried to catch the Dragons sleeping, but they were able to dig it back up. Now Aaron Pugh serving for the Hurricanes.
And Thibault forces that one through the block of Veach and McDonald.
That was Antoine Savoy. And Savoy will serve. LaPointe watches that one go out.
LaPointe, the ACAA Libero of the Year. He's won that honor before. A great libero and a dominant serve receiver.
Well-deserved award for LaPointe. Now Doucette with a big blast from the right side.
And that's a really good dish by, who is Arsenal there, dishing that one out for Doucette. That one looked clean out of the hands.
Now Doucette serving. Keith Johnson checking back into the game for the Hurricanes. And also Andre D'Souza will be checking in.
D'Souza is certainly not someone we saw a lot of this season. I didn't see him on the floor for any of the games they played at UMBSJ or in any of the tape I watched. But certainly Joe Ryan's an excellent coach and has a lot of confidence in all of his players. Expect D'Souza to come out and do a great job.
McDonald from the middle, good for the score. D'Souza, another float serve. Now Jacques tips that into the block. They dig it up and put it over. And here he comes again.
And I believe that ball caught the antenna. Anthony Jacques was a little surprised to see it land inside. I believe it was the ricochet off of the antenna that caused the ball to do that. He knew that he swung high and hard off those hands and was expecting that point.
Now Arsenault serving.
And there's Jacques again for the Dragons as they trail by 3 now.
Jacques is certainly heating up for these Dragons, and they need a spark. Great serve from Arsenault.
It's not too often that you see a ball fly off the arms of Marcus LaPointe on the serve receive.
Now Cortez from the left side. Good swing, but it's dug up. Hurricanes have the free ball. Jeff McDonald.
A couple of good attempts by the Canes. Riley Cortez had a nice swing from the left side position that was managed to be dug up, but then Jeff McDonald does a great job of hitting it high and hard off the hands and scoring for the Canes. Good offense.
Now spin serve from McDonald.
Jacques can't find the back of the court on that attempt. Anthony Jacques took plenty of swings this season, 192 attempts, and hit .78%. He's going to need to be a little bit more effective to steal a set here from the Canes on this championship weekend.
And here he is again. Power tip, uses the block.
And if he continues to swing intelligently like we've seen in this second set, really doing a good job of using that block to his advantage, he's certainly capable of swinging 200-300% in this matchup.
Hurricanes lead 15-12 in this second set. They did take the first set. Mahoney's serve goes long. A few missed serves from the Dragons in this second set. Now Keith Johnson serving. Savoy from the left side. He's dug by LaPointe. Now Cortez goes cross court. Great dig from Arsenault. And again, the miscommunication from the Dragons. They just have to put over the free ball. Someone just has to take charge and put that ball over.
It appeared as if Mahoney wanted to jump up and attack that ball, but Thibault was in the way, and a little bit of frustration, miscommunication causes them to fail to put the ball back over into play, and really puts an end to the momentum that the Dragons had building. They're now trailing 17-12, and around the 13-10 mark, they had quite a bit of energy after a couple of scores from Jacques. So they're going to have to try to find a way to fight back in this one now, trailing by 5.
And it's a shame to see the Dragons making those types of errors, because they are making the plays on the difficult ones. They're getting lots of digs, they're getting hands on balls, but when it comes to unforced errors like putting over free balls, they've made a couple mistakes there. They've also put quite a few serves out in this set. They're not doing themselves any favors, and if they want to take a set off these Hurricanes, they have to play perfectly. So the Hurricanes are up 5 now in the second set. Seems like they're going to pull away with this one, much like they did in the first set.
The arm of Gordon Veach resting on the bench. He's there if they need him, but Coach Ryan thinks that they can get it done with D'Souza, Butler, and I believe it is Cortez out there on the outside.
And Johnston will serve. Thibault from the middle. Again, he tips it. Cortez dug by Mahoney. Now Jacques. Tip is good for the score. Now Jacques will serve. Cortez from the left side, big blast.
Big swing from Riley Cortez. You can tell he really put a lot of arm motion into that one. He's a smaller guy, but he does a good job of throwing himself up over the net. He's back to serve now.
Now Doucette left side is good for the score.
And again, the Dragons coming out here and putting a couple points together. They're going to have to maintain this level of play and prevent any of those unforced errors that have caused the lead to open back up previously in this match. And I believe the clock sounded there and the ref stopped the play. I believe that will result in a reserve. Oh, there's going to be a rotation error on the Dragons, picked up by the scores table. Good officiating. That's going to cost the Dragons. That's going to cost Dragons the serve. The score table on their A game here for the championship weekend, letting nothing slide.
And again, it's errors like these that the Dragons can't be making. No reason they should be out of rotation. They've been playing with the same lineup all year. They should know where to be at this point. Now D'Souza from the left side, big swing. Dug by Jacques.
And there's no one there. And the Dragons appear to be confused on their rotation as Anthony Jacques looks over to the bench, shrugging his shoulders. Perhaps they may need a timeout to readjust their lineup and get back on the same page. And it seems as if Menzies going to come in for Nathan Archibald. Menzies set the Canes' last game of the year against the UMBSJC Wolves last weekend. Joe Ryan has used both setters throughout the year.
Now McDonald from the middle. Block dug up by Cortez.
And D'Souza's down. It appears as if he was going in to attack that one, and Jeff McDonald decided to take care of it himself. A little bit of miscommunications on both sides of the net. A little bit of disorganization as both teams really seem to be working through some things on their respective sides of the court.
Now McDonald from the middle.
And the heavy swing from Jeff McDonald. Deep into 5. That's an easy score for the middle. And he's looked good today, swinging very efficiently. We haven't seen him make many errors or get blocked much. I'm sure he has a good hitting percentage at this time.
Now Menzie serving. Doucette from the right side, scores
Doucette
down the line.
He's looked good himself. He's had a heavy swing. He's swung very well, particularly from the right side position. They have him moving all over the place, but he seems to swing exceptionally well from that right side.
And Doucette will serve. Free ball for the Dragons. And they go with Jacques from the left side, and he makes no mistake.
The Dragons, again, putting together a couple attempts. They trail by 4 late in this second set. Certainly not out of reach.
McDonald from the middle again.
And Mahoney reaching back for that one. May have stole the ball from the center. Alex Arsenault, who appeared to be there ready to pick up the ball off the hands. The Canes fan base making a little bit of a contribution on that serve, really rattling the drums from the sideline, putting the pressure on the Dragons.
Now Jacques from the left side.
Again, off the hands and out of bounds. Anthony Jacques making a living off the hands.
I'm very impressed with Jacques in this game. Hasn't always been most efficient throughout the season, but he's scoring quite frequently in this match.
Again, the drums of the Canes fan base rattling loud as Arsenault puts that one out of bounds. You got to think that that's a little bit of additional pressure on these Dragons that may have forced that error.
Now McDonald spin serve. Hurricanes 1 point away from taking this second set. It's 24-18. McDonald spin serve. Jacques again from the left side scores. And he's fired up.
And that's the type of energy that the Dragons are going to need if they want to find a way to steal this set. He's playing like he has nothing to lose. It's absolutely phenomenal to watch.
Now Mahoney serving. Cortez left side. Dug by Doucette. Now free ball. Johnston from the right side. Blocked but dug up. And a free ball for the Dragons. From the middle, Savoy. Dug up by Lapointe. Another free ball. Wow, Anthony Jacques again.
And he wanted that ball. The Dragons taking multiple free balls, finding both the middle and the right side before going back to Jacques. You know that he was just biting at the chomp for that set. And there he is with the put away. He's absolutely on fire right now as the Dragons trail 24-21. Anthony Jacques loading these Dragons up onto his back. Look at him go.
Now Cortez left side has to take a little bit off that.
And a friendly bounce for the Dragons as they trail now just by 2. The pressure is on for Mahoney as he'll have to put together a few more serves to send these Dragons into extra points in the second set.
Now Pugh from the middle. He's dug by Arsenault. Now free ball for the Hurricanes looking to end this set. Cortez left side. Dug by Mahoney. Here he is, Jacques left side.
And it's down. The tip is good. Anthony Jacques scores again. I believe he has 6 points in the last 8. He's absolutely on fire. Mahoney doing an incredible job from the service line.
Now Pugh from the middle.
And Pugh finds the court with the quick put away. What an incredible effort from the Dragons to close out this first set. Coach Joe Ryan, calm and collected, letting his Hurricanes play through that storm, and they ultimately find their way to a second set victory as Aaron Pugh buries that ball into 5, and they now lead 2-0 in the first match of the ACAA Championship Finals.
Hurricanes 1 set away from punching their ticket to the ACAA Championships. The Dragons going to need a miracle to take 3 straight off of the Hurricanes at this point. But Anthony Jacques, wow, I can't believe the level that he's playing at right now. He's scoring on almost every attempt. He's putting down blocks. He's making digs. He's setting the ball. He's on another level right now.
The passion and enthusiasm from Anthony Jacques, and clearly a lot of work. He's a guy that you've seen him grow in his figure, really filled out his body frame. He's got quite a bit of muscle on him. You know, he's worked on his vertical over the last 3 or 4 years, and you've seen the difference in his play. He's always had that level of passion, but with the muscle he's been able to build up, he's been able to actually contribute to these Dragons and really do what the Dragons need from him and really be a point scorer despite being a little bit undersized at the net. And he's put together an absolutely phenomenal match so far in this semifinal, doing just everything he can for these Dragons.
He absolutely is. I'd love to see him get a lot more sets in the third set. Obviously, he is getting quite a few of them. Almost reminded me of a former USA Dragon, Tanner Sullivan. That guy would take absurd amount of attempts in games, and rightfully so. Looks a lot like Jacques out there, scoring quite frequently on almost every attempt.
Certainly done a good job living up to those big shoes of Tanner Sullivan, a former league MVP and a guy who always managed to keep these Dragons competitive. And that's certainly the role that Jacques has stepped into in his, I believe, 4th year. And so the Dragons are going to come out and they're going to play just as hard. And it's really been enjoyable to watch despite having the Canes take the first 2 sets. And they've really done a good job at getting everyone incorporated. You've got Veach and you've got Butler, 2 league all-stars, a league MVP, sitting quietly on the bench, trusting their teammates to get things done. A total team effort from the Canes. We're going to see those guys, Veach and Butler, come out and start this third set and really put their team in a good position. I wouldn't be surprised to see them get yanked out a couple points into the game once they've established a 3 or 4 point lead.
Yeah, I do like the move from Coach Joe Ryan, too. Obviously, he trusts his bench. You know, give some guys who haven't really seen the floor a whole lot, get some playoff experience. Saw Keith Johnson in there, Andre D'Souza. Those guys don't get a whole lot of playing time, but Coach Joe Ryan trusts them in this championship tournament, puts them in against USA, and they came out and they got the set victory.
Absolutely, and it's never a bad thing to take a couple jumps off of the knees of guys like Veach and Butler who have taken a tremendous amount of attempts this season. Looking forward to the third set here, Tom. Let's see what the Dragons can pull together.
And the service error from Doucette. Not how the Dragons wanted to start off. As I mentioned earlier, the Dragons will have to play almost perfectly if they want to take a set from the Hurricanes. Now here he is, Jacques from the left side. He's dug by Butler.
And an easy roll shot from Veach, deep into the back corner. That's a tough place to defend, scores. And that's Veach and Butler both contributing to the Canes' side out there as Butler picks up the dig and Veach scores.
Now Butler's serving. And he's going to pick up an ace. Butler again. Doucette from the back row. Just out the side. Now Mahoney from the middle. Block, but he digs it up himself. Now Jacques left side.
And there he is again, off the hands and out of bounds. I believe finding the arms of Aaron Pugh that time as he sends that one towards the Canes faithful in the crowd.
Now Arsenault serving. Here's Jacques again. He's going to have to make the adjustment on that one.
Aaron Pugh efficient at the net. He put the game winner away in the second set, and there he is early in this third one, scoring again.
The middles from the Hurricanes, Pugh and McDonald, have both been very efficient from the middle this year. Now Mahoney roll shot. That one's good for the score, and he'll go back to the service line. Another missed serve for the Dragons. Mahoney serve floats out the side. Nathan Archibald serving. Now we see Jacques from the right side, a roll shot, easily handled by Butler. Cortez has to make the adjustment, can't find the court.
That set's just behind Cortez. He had all of his momentum going in. He was not able to make the adjustment there as he sends that one out of bounds. So important to be a little bit patient, but yet explosive from that outside position. And Alex Arsenal throws himself into the bench there. He appears to be A-OK as he gets up quickly. Great defensive intensity from the Dragons trying to return that ball.
Now Gordon Veach from the service line. He picks up yet another ace in this match.
He really makes it look easy with his demeanor there as he throws that serve up and really puts one away. Calm, cool, and collected, Gordon Veach. And he's going to get a break there as the Dragons are out of rotation once again. He didn't leave anything off that serve.
Again, kind of surprised the Dragons out of rotation, playing with the same lineup all year.
The setter's in quite an odd position, tucked away behind Marc-Antoine Doucette there, deep into 5. It's quite a ways for him to travel.
Now here come the Hurricanes. Butler left side, dug by Jacques.
And that's going to be a ball handling error on Nathan Archibald. And the Dragons get themselves out of quite an unusual rotation where they had Alex Arsenal setting out of the 4 position where the power would normally hit the ball from. And it looked like they caught a break there on the ball handling error because they did not seem to have a way from that serve of Gordon Veach.
Cortez right side.
And no hands were called. The ref's a little bit slow to make the call on that one. Dragons do steal the point. They trail only by 4, despite some challenges with the rotation.
Now Dominic Thibault serving. Butler from the left side. He's good for the score.
And it appeared as if that one was actually over top of the block as he caught hands on the way down. Brett Butler coming in here at 6'7", one of the taller players on the court. Jeff McDonald picking up an ace of his own. The Canes pulling away. They lead by 6 now, 11-5.
Here's McDonald again. Now Doucette, roll shot. Dug by Butler.
And that one's out of bounds off the hands of Arsenault, I believe.
Jeff McDonald back to the service line.
And so although the setter, Alex Arsenal, is allowed to travel to the other side to return the ball must return outside the antenna and come back in through the field of play in order to be eligible to continue the rally. That ball did not travel outside the antenna, and a great job by the Lions official signaling to the head ref that that ball was ineligible to be played back over the net.
And now we have Keith Johnston coming into the game. I don't know if I've ever seen a game where in the middle of a service run there's been a substitution, but We are seeing this now. Jeff McDonald had a few good serves. That's going to be it for him. Johnson will come into the game now.
And D'Souza comes in up front. Menzies is in there now. So really a full lineup change as we bring out Johnson, D'Souza, and Menzies. And I feel like Joe was pretty comfortable with the 8-point lead here, up 2-0. And he really trusts this team to get it done. No need to have guys like Butler and McDonald out there when they have a big finals matchup coming tomorrow against either one difficult opponent, the Tommies or the Seawolves. Let those guys get a rest. Their shoulders are plenty warm. They've seen the court and gotten a feel for the game. They've made some plays, and they're probably ready to rest at this point.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. And obviously, this is a long season. You know, practices start in September, first games early November, and now here we are all the way end of February. So, I mean, these guys have been practicing almost every day for the last 6 months. So, I mean, I'm sure Butler, Veach, McDonald, those guys a little bit banged up. No need to exert themselves in this match. Looks like they're going to be able to handle the match without them, and they're really looking forward to tomorrow at this point.
Absolutely. And that's not including practices. Guys like Gordon Veach and Brett Butler. Brett Butler has 398 attempts this season. Gordon Veach with 313. That's a lot of jumps, not counting 4 practices a week. Those guys could use the rest for the biggest match of the season coming up tomorrow.
Now Doucette. Good for the score.
And that one's off the hands of Mahoney and out the back. That's Aaron Pugh picking up the score. He's been effective all season. I believe he hit 319 on 135 attempts. That's great efficiency out of the middle position, filling the void of Kenton Dawkins in the middle for this Canes team. There's Doucette picking up another kill. He had the big blast from the left side. There he is from the right side. A versatile swinger for this Dragons team.
And Doucette will serve for the Dragons.
Unfortunately, unable to put anything together from the service line. I believe that's his second service error of this third set. D'Souza, we saw a short float serve from him in the second set. Be interesting to see what he comes out with.
Tight ball for Jacques. Now here come the Hurricanes. Veach from the left side. Huge blast, but the Dragons able to get it back over. Here he is again, Veach.
And Savoy swings his arms at that one. He got his body in front of the first, but could not pick up the second attempt of Gordon Veach, who blasts that ball deep into the six-back area of the court, scoring.
D'Souza still serving. Now Jacques from the left side.
And there he
the
is
block again.
Again off the hands. And it's almost as if we have not seen enough of Anthony Jacques. If the Dragons want to be successful, you think they'd get the ball to their leading scorer a little bit more often. And his name's been quiet early in this third set, and the Canes have really pulled away.
Now here's Veach. He's dug by Doucette. But the Dragons unable to get a second contact on that. Hurricanes really pulling away in this third set. They lead 17-8. Aaron Pugh will serve, float serve. Now here's Josh from the left side. Block, but he digs it up himself. Tight ball dug up by Arsenault. And now a roll shot is dug by D'Souza. That was Johnson out of the middle. And now free ball for the Hurricanes. Gordon Veach from the left side.
High and hard off the hands. Good ball distribution by Menzies, who's really flinging around, finding all of his swingers. He had a nice run in transition with Johnston in the middle, and then finds Veach for the score later that rally. And that's Thibault with the score out of the middle. The Dragons are really going to leave it all on the court here in this third set, going down swinging.
Now Mahoney serving.
Just out. Mahoney's serve has been hot and cold in this match. At times serving quite tough, and at other times making errors that they simply cannot afford.
Now Menzies float serve. It's good for an ace. And now Jacques from the right side.
Marcus Lapointe chasing that ball down. He may have had a shot at it. It seems as if he slowed up to not run into the wall there. Probably a smart play, leading by 10, not to put his body in the line in this semifinal. They're going to need him tomorrow.
Good business decision from Lapointe. No need to risk injury at this point. Now Cortez, that's off the block. Dug up by Mahoney.
And so we have Cortez swinging from the left side with Veach on the right there. Coach Allen doing all kinds of funky business with the lineup, trying different guys in different places. It seems as if he wants to get that big block on the right side against the team's left side position, and that makes a lot of sense based on this league. A lot of attempts from the left side for every single team. Certainly a spot where you want to have your best blockers.
And Gordon Veach picking up another service ace. He's had quite a day from the service line.
And that one catches the hand of Mahoney on its way out. Another ace for Gordon Veach.
Hurricanes lead 23-10 in this third set. 2 points away. Now Doucette. He's dug by Menzies. Free ball for the Dragons. Now Cortez right side. That's good for the score, and the Hurricanes are 1 point away from advancing to the ACAA Championship game. And Keith Johnson out of the middle. And the Hurricanes have punched their ticket to the ACAA Championship game tomorrow. They win this match in 3 straight sets. Overall, pretty exciting match. We saw good play from both sides. Anthony Jacques had a phenomenal game for the Dragons. Wasn't quite enough. So that'll be the end of the season for the Dragons, of course. Hurricanes advancing to the championship tomorrow. And for ACAA volleyball action, we're not done yet. We've got semifinal number 2 coming at 7 o'clock between the number 2 ranked UMBSJ Seawolves and the number 3 ranked and host St. Thomas Tommies. So stay tuned for that one, folks.